How to do this interior scene. I'm Benyanis 3D and follow along with me to get strong in Blender Arch Viz. I'll try in this series to make videos short and fast. So let's get started. This is the furniture 3D models list used in this series. You can get it for free on my Benyanis 3D Gumroad page, and if you show us some love and support, I'll be so appreciated. The part 1 will be on scale object. First, you need to load your 2D drawing. Go to the top view, save in the numpad, then click Shift plus A, go to image, then image references. Open your image from where it's stored in. Next, add a cube to the scene with Shift plus A and choose cube. Make its dimensions 10 by 10 centimeters. Take it to this place you see in the 2D plan precisely. Lift it up and make it at the same level with the floor. Enter edit mode with tab in the keyboard, then select vertex mode. Select this bottom vertex and change the pivot point to 3D cursor. Also, change the position of 3D cursor to selected vertex by clicking Shift S. Finally, select the 2D plan and return to the top view. Then rescale it with the scale tool. Keep on scaling until you get the right one, and it's done. Save your file. Tell me in the comments if you like these kind of videos. Giving us some feedback will be great for us. Also, consider to subscribe to my channel to see future videos. See you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. How to make walls. This is the part 2 of this series. First, make the origin of the previous cube to the bottom by clicking on Ctrl plus Alt plus X, then origin to the bottom. If you don't have this pie menu, you should enable it in the Edit Preferences add-on. Make the height of the wall 3 meters. Go to the top view, enter edit mode of the object, and start modeling by moving vertices in the wireframe X-ray mode. Select these vertices and extrude it by clicking on E. To add other walls, add an extra loop with Ctrl R and move it to the right position. Repeat the same process, select vertices, extrude, move and then add another edge loop. Now, to link the walls, add extra loop, extra edge loop, and enable snap mode with snap to edges. Move your edge and click Ctrl when you are moving it. Snap it to the other edge, then select them both and bridge them with loop tool and bridge. If you don't have this tool, you should enable it as the previous add-on. Continue with the same process for the other walls. See you when you finish. Now we are done with the walls for today, and see you for the next one. Assalamu alaikum. How to make doors and windows. Shift A, archmesh, panel window, move the window to the right position, select the empty object, make it 0.6 height, then select the frame and change in the parameter of the window and make the middle window to 125 centimeters. Then select the hole and scale it up than the thickness of the wall. Then select the hierarchy of the window and duplicate it a lot of time. Select all the holes like this and deselect the empty object and make them in a new collection called Boolean. Then select the wall and go to modifiers, add a Boolean modifier and change it to collection and choose Boolean collection. For the doors, Shift A, mesh, archmesh, door. Select the frame and rotate it in a 90 degree. Then select the empty object and move it in the right position. Then select the frame and change the height to 2.5. Select the hole and make it in Boolean collection. Then select the frame and decrease it a little bit. And select the other frame and decrease it a little bit. Select the hole and make it in Boolean collection. Repeat the same operation for the other doors. See you when you finished with this. For this door, I will make it with a panel window, but I will change in the parameters. So I will select the frame and move it a little bit to the
inside, select the frame, disable the sill and make the top as an arc, and change in the height of this panel window to 250. Select the hole and scale it a little bit, then the thickness of the wall, then make it in the Boolean collection and move it inside the wall, and you will have your door. And like this, I finished with all doors and windows in Blender using a simple add-on called Archimesh. So you can find this add-on directly in Blender. You can enable it, edit preferences, add-ons, and search for Archimesh and enable it. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. See you in the next part. Assalamu alaikum.
How to make a baseboard in Blender. First, enable the Boolean modifier in edit mode. Then, enable snap mode with a snap to edge. Select the wall and go to edit mode. After that, select the loop cut tool and add an edge loop in horizontal orientation and snap it to this edge. Next, return and select the face mode by clicking on Alt plus click on the face to select the loop face. The next one is to go to Mesh and duplicate all the faces selected. Then return to Mesh and separate it from the selection. Select the baseboard and apply the scale with Ctrl A, then Scale. Go to Object, go down to Show and Hide, and select Hide and Selected. In edit mode, go to Select and click Select All. Go to Mesh, then Clean Up and Limited Dissolve. Exit edit mode, then go to Object also, go down to Hide and Show and click Show Hidden Object. Return to the edit mode and select all. Go to Extrude, then extrude along normals. Then select this yellow arrow and start extruding. In this bottom pop-up window, click on it and put the value of 0.04. Again, select Loop Cut tool and start adding edge loops as you see in the speed up clip. Select the face loop with Alt select, go to Inset tool, select the yellow arrow and start insetting faces without missing to enable individual inset by clicking on I while you are inserting. Give it a value as you want. Extrude inserted face using Extrude along normals tool. Select the baseboard, enter edit mode, select menu, then choose select all. Next, go to mesh menu, then go down to merge and choose merge by distance. You see that we have overlapped vertices. Go to modifiers tab, add a bevel modifier and make it before the boolean. Decrease the amount to 0.002 and the segments to 4. In the geometry, change the first one to arc. For the shading, enable harden normals. Go to object data properties, normals, then enable auto smooth. And at the end, give it shade smooth. And like this, you have your baseboard. This is everything in this video. I hope you like it and love it. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And if you would support me, you can do this on my Gumroad and Ko-fi pages. All the links are in the description down below. See you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. How to make a ceiling plant. Continuing on Arch Viz interior project in Blender, I will show you how to make a ceiling plant, but after that I will do something after starting modeling the plant. So first of all, I need to take this frame doors out of the wall a little bit. So to do that, I need to select the frame and enter edit mode, select this face, then shift G, then normal, and move it to this area. And I will give it a bevel modifier after that and change the width type to absolute, give it a segment of 3 and the amount of 0.02. Then you see that we don't have shade smooth. I need to apply it. Click right mouse button, shade smooth, then apply auto smooth, and in the shading in the bevel modifier, apply harden normal. Also, I need to have ceiling fallen here. So to create this fallen ceiling, I need to select the wall and enter edit mode, add an extra edge loop here and move it a little bit to the top like this. And I need to add an extra edge loop here and snap it to this edge.
and add another edge loop, snap it to this edge. Then go to face mode, select this and this and this and this faces, and in the loop tool, click bridge. I can start modeling the salient plant. So I will go to the edit mode of the wall and select this edge, Shift D, then separate it from the selection. As you see here in the outliner, we call it cube 002, re-enter to the edit mode and extrude it in the Z axis, then select all, and I need to delete this extra edge loop with limited dissolve. So I need to go to mesh, clean up and limited dissolve. Then I need extrude it in this sense. I will delete the bunny modifier because I don't need it, then give it a bevel modifier. You see that in the limit method angle, we don't have the full control for our bevel modifier, so I need to change it to weight to have the full control. Don't forget to apply harden normal and auto smooth and chase smooth after. So to work with the weight method, I need to enter the edit mode, and in edge mode I need to select this and give it a bevel weight of 1. But in this case I need to increase the segment, so I will increase it to 12. Also for the geometry or the profile, I will use the custom method, and I need to move this here with control, clicking control on the keyboard and move it to this point to have this rounded shape. Then I need to move the origin to geometry, click control alt X and origin to geometry. To make this one here and in the other places, I need to duplicate it, Shift D, go to top view and rotate it 90 degrees and move it to this place. As you see here, I need to rotate it again and make it here in the middle, snap it to the wall and scale it in the x-axis to be a little bit precise. I need to duplicate it to add it here in this place. So Shift D, go to this place and click Control M, then y-axis to rotate it and mirror it in the other side. And snap it to this wall, go to top view and move it a little bit here in the middle and start rescale it. Now I need to move to the other thing. For this, I need to rescale it a little bit to the down. So I need to disable the bunny modifier to have smooth moving and rescale this in the Z axis like this and move it a little bit to the down. Then I will select the wall and apply the boolean modifier, then enter the edit mode. Also go to the select mode, select tool, select this edge, select this edge and select this edge. Then Shift D, separate by selection and select it here, re-enter to the edit mode, then go to vertices mode, then M to merge by distance. You see that we have removed 2 vertices. So now I will apply the scale, then return to the edit mode, then extrude, then click escape, then scale it in this sense like this and select all with A and extrude it and snap it to this limit. I will verify the face orientation. You see that we have a red faces. It means that we have a wrong orientation. So I will enter the edit mode, then enable face orientation, re-enter the edit mode and Shift N. Like this, we have a good face orientation. Now I can apply a bevel modifier correctly. The amount 0.002, segments 3, shading harden normal, enable auto smooth and shade smooth. Now I need to change the origin to the geometry with Alt X origin to geometry. Then Shift D, duplicate and move it in the Y axis. Repeat this operation with Shift R like this. And this is the end of the video. This is everything in this video. I hope you like it. See you in the next one. Salam. How to do the texturing of this interior scene. So first of all, I need to make a simple principle BSDF for all the parts of this interior scene, except the floor and the glasses, also the frames of the windows. So to do that, I need to select first the walls and go to the shading and give it a simple principle BSDF with pure white color, also with roughness of 0.35. Then I need to select all, then select this last and click Ctrl L, then link material. So like this, we have for all parts of the interior scene a pure white material. So now I need to go to the floor and select the floor, then delete this from here and add a new principle BSDF,
then click with the node wrangler, Ctrl Shift T, and go where you are storing your texture. And for me, I will use this wood floor 0357 4K from Ambient CG. So I will select these maps and load it to Blender. You see that the ambient occlusion, it's not mixed with color. So I need to mix it with the mix RGB, Shift A color, mix RGB, and make the ambient occlusion here and change the blend mode to multiply. So like this, I have the wood floor texturing. You see that the scale is very big, so I need to rescale it a little bit. So I will go to the mapping node, and from the scale, I will search for value node. Like this, I will control my scale of the wood freely. So I will make it 5, and I think 5 is good for me now. I can increase it to maybe 8, like this, will be very good. Now, I will move to the glass material, and for the glass material, I will go to the glass. You see that the glass loaded with Archimesh add-on, but I need to change something here, deleting the refraction and mix the glossy BSDF with transparent like this. Mix it here and mix this to principal BSDF glossy. To BSDF, glossy and transparent with a factor called Fresnel. So I learned this method from Blender Guru, so you can find the method in his channel. So I will make this Fresnel 14. Also here in the light path, I need to do something. Combine shadow rays with the diffuse and the glossy. So to do that, I need converter math like this. Combine shadow rays with a diffuse ray. Then Shift D and duplicate this and mix the result of this with the glossy ray. Like this, I need to decrease the roughness. Also make the white pure. Also make the white pure. Then you see here in the material preview, so I need to change the cycles. You see that in cycles we have a good glass. So to do that in Eevee also, you need to go to settings of the material. In the blend mode, make it alpha blend. Also in the opaque, make it none. And like this, you have a good glass in your Eevee render engine. You need to return to cycles. I will make a video for cycle settings after that. So like this, we have all the texturing of this scene. So this is everything in this video. See you in the next one. Salam. How to make this image. I'm Banyanis3D and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the scene with the assets. So there is two bunch of collection of assets. There is my Banyanis3D assets and also Choco 4 assets. You can find the scene if you are one of my supporters on Gumroad. You can take blend file project, or you can download it from 34 empty scenes in Blender Market. So you can get all my scenes empty and textured. You can get it from a Blender Market. Also, if you are one of my supporters on Gumroad page, you can take it and apply with me in this tutorial. The links are in the description down below. Just a notice that you will not find some assets because it is license restricted. So I'm sorry for that. So you can just find my Banyanis3D assets because they are CC0 and public domain. You can take it for free and apply with me. So let's get started. First of all, I need to add a camera. So I need to go to the top view and make the origin to world. Shift S, cursor to world origin. Now I need to add a camera. Shift A, camera, and I need to make it here in this position in the middle. Now I need to go to let the camera selected and go to item and make the height of the camera 1 meter. Also for the rotation in x-axis 90 degree. Also in the z-axis minus 150, like this. Then go to the camera and return to the solid mode. And for the settings of the camera, I will let the focal length to 50. Also, I will change the size of the sensor fit to 70 because I think it's better.
So I need to search for a better composition. I will use the 3-plan method. I learned it from Choco for courses. So we have 3-plan. We have this plan with this scale, and we have this plan of this table and chairs. And also I have the 3rd plan in the background, which is the kitchen and this glass and plant. Also, I need to enable composition guide to 3rd to see that if I have a better composition. So I need to make an object here, an object here. So I need to rotate it a little bit here to be in the right position. So like this, have a better composition. Also, I need to add a better option. For me, it's depth of field, so I need to enable it. And for the pipe, I will focus on this table object. I will let the aperture as it is. So now I need to move to another option. So for the output, I need to make it, as you see here, as a square, 1080 pixels. Also, I need to enable the render region. Now I need to go to rendering mode, waiting for updating images. You see that the scene is very dark. So to work on our lighting, I need to split my screen to 2 slides. So in the second viewport, I will make it shader editor. So I need to go to Word tab like this. Also, I will use an add-on called Easy HDRI. So as you see here, we have Easy HDRI. You can search for it, type Easy HDRI for Blender, and you will get the link in GitHub. So I will search for my HDR Heaven folder and click accept and load all my HDRs to this add-on. Also, I need to click on create word node to have a word node setup. As you see here, this is the word node setup from Easy HDRI. So in the bottom here, I don't need all these converter nodes, so I will delete it and I will control my strength by myself. As you see here, you can change between the HDRIs you have. If you love one of them, you can stick on it. But for me, I think that I love this abundant waterworks because I love this mood. So I will fix on this like this and start working on these settings here. So I need to increase a little bit of the gamma and going to the strength, and I need to increase it a little bit to 2.5. I think like this I have a better illumination and better composition. So this is the lighting. It's simple. So now I need to move to Psycho settings and show you some settings. So for the render settings, I will let the render engine to cycles, feature set to supported, and the device, if you have a powerful GPU, you can make a GPU compute. So for the viewport, I will not need it now. I will let it default. Also for the render, if you want a high resolution, not noisy image, you can use this preview or a final preset. So for the denoiser, I'll use Open Image Denoise. Also, there is an option, it's a new in Blender 3.2 Alpha. You can use it if you have this version, which is combining between adaptive sampling and the scrambling distance. So we can now use these both options in Blender. So I need to enable scrambling distance to reduce the render time. Also, if you enable scrambling distance, you need to increase a little bit in the minimum samples. So I will make it 1024. Also, make light threshold to 0. And for the light path, you can use the default settings, but in my own, I will use full global illumination. Direct light 10. Also, I need to simplify the scene. You see that in the scene, the textures is memory consumption. I don't need to have out of memory render. So I need to decrease a little bit the textures resolution to 2K because I don't have a close-up shot. 2K, it's good. Also for the render 2K. Also to this option will reduce the render time also. If you need to re-render your image, if you don't like the lighting setup or the HDRI mode and you want to re-render your image, you need to enable the persistent data to not having built the BVH and other stuffs again. Now I will move for the color management. For the color management, I will use the filmic view transform. Also for the look, I will use in this situation medium high contrast. Also for the exposure, I think one exposure it's good. I will see if I have a better value of exposure, so I will go to false color. I think that I have a little bit of burning out, so I need to decrease it a little bit to 0.8 to not having this issue. Also, I don't want to make it a lot dark, so it's not problem with the red color here in these areas, so I can let it 0.8. So now I need to return to filmic, and after rendering I need to enable some passes. So I need to enable denoising data, glossy, direct and indirect, also the ambient occlusion. Now I will return to solid mode and go to render and click render image, waiting for the render to finish. See you when you finish. So the render is finished. Now I need to go to the compositing to do some composite things. So I need to disable the backdrop, use nodes. In the dope sheet I need to change it to image editor, also change this to viewer node. Now I need to click Ctrl Shift on this render layers to see my image in the bottom here. So now I need to add these two nodes in frame. Also need to make it this big a little bit and start adding my passes. So I need to add the mix RGB, add the glossy direct. Also may change the blend mode to add. As you see here, we have a lot of glossy direct, so I need to change the blend mode to multiply and decrease it a little bit to 0.2. So if I increase it a lot, I will have much glossy areas on my scene. So I need to also to duplicate this and add the second layer, which is glossy indirect. So if I increase it, you see that the glosses and everything which has a glossiness, it's so much noise, it has so much noise, so I need to decrease it a little bit to 0.1. maybe why not I need to add a denoise filter, but in this case I need to disable it because the composition will be so late. So now I need to add the third layer, which is AO, like this, change the add blend mode to multiply and plug this here. And if I increase it, the scene will be dark because the AO it's a black and white layer. So I need to make it blend mode multiply to extract white from black. So like this, I think 0.2 it's great. Now this is the render layers. I need to make it on frame, make it alone, separate it from the others. Now I need to move to filters. So I need to add a filter. After the filter, I need to have a glare. Also, I need to go to distort to simulate the lens distortion of the rear world camera. So for the glare, you see that we have the method is streaks. Because I don't like it, I need to change this to fog, like this, fog glow, and increase the quality to high. Also decrease the size to 6. Also for the lens distortion, I will make it 0.02 for dispersion and distortion, like this. And you see here we have black areas. As you see, if I enable and disable this, so to resolve this, you need to check this option, which is fit to the resolution of the image. I need to change the filter from soften to box sharpen or diamond sharpen, choose one of them. You will have better details, but I think it's overrated, so I need to decrease it a little bit to 0.05 because I think this value is good and appropriate for my scene. Like this, I am finished with all the filters. You can add the exposure node to control the exposure also, but I already control it after the render. So I'll make this in another frame. Now we need to go to color balance and color correction. So for the color balance, I will use offset power slope. Maybe I need to change the color of the image to this color like this. Change it on whatever color you need. Also, I need to add a brightness and contrast to add some contrast to my image. Also a hue saturation value to have a little bit of desaturation on my image, like it's look like a little bit of vibrance. So I think like this my image is a little bit too dark, so I need to increase the exposure. So I can increase it with the exposure node, increase it a little bit to 0.4, and like this I have a good image. So to save it, you should click Alt-Shift-S and save it wherever you want. Like this, I need to save it in the desktop. If you want to make more post-production, you need to save it in RGB and 16-bit color depth, also without any compression. And if you're not, you need just save it as a JPEG. For me, JPEG it's good. So change the name to not operate in any image in the desktop you have, and it's done. Save image. And this is everything in this video. I hope you like it. Also consider to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.